Hello everyone and welcome to Life on Board Amy Joe on our summer cruise at the moment. And when we last left you we were moored in Middlewich. So on this episode we start our climb up Heartbreak Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. How many locks? 14 locks.
Was it? Yeah, 14 locks we did, and they were getting harder, weren't they?
Oh, they were getting harder and heavier. Whether it's just because it was the end of the day, I don't know, but
Probably.
It was hard going.
So,
And I think we had to set them all for us as
oh
well.
yes, we had a boat going up in front of us,
Yes.
so we had to turn every single lock
Yeah.
in our favour, except one I think, which was about the fifth or sixth one. There was a boat coming the other way, but unfortunately there was a boat in front of us, as you well know, and we had to keep resetting them. And of course poor Ian and Carol following had to do the same as well.
We did work together though.
But we did work. Yeah, actually we found by leapfrogging the boat seemed to work.
Yeah.
And then halfway up you get to dual locks, which I'll explain in the video. And we could actually come up the locks together, side by side, and you'll see a little bit of silliness going on in that.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Smudge has seen something. I'm not quite sure what, but...
Smudge, come.
Smudge, come.
Oh, it could be. Oh, it's a cat.
Yeah. So... after that we better go and retrieve
Yes.
Smudge, so we'll see you. We'll see you in the end. Time to leave our moorings in Middlewich and make the turn onto the Trent and Mersey canal. We'll then start our climb up Heartbreak Hill, but we're only going to do half of it and end up at Heath. Today the climb included 14 locks, starting in Middlewich with Big Lock and ending up at Heath. Well, we're now in the realms of single locks, and we've just left the mooring at Middlewich. Ian is going into Wardle Lock, and I'm just holding back in the bridge hole, keeping out of the wind while he goes down, and then I'm going to follow him down. We're going to do a right turn at the bottom and go up King's Lock and then on to the Trent and Mersey. And today's destination is Welll Lock. Maureen's cottage, or Wardle Cottage, is looking steadily better and slowly getting it sorted. Having made the turn above at the junction there, which was a bit tight to say the least, I've now into King's Lock, which is our first lock on the Trent and Mersey. So I'm going to have to change my text on the live feed now. I think nearly every vlogger mentions it, but I'm going to do the same. If you're ever in Middlewich, go to this King's Lock fish and chip shop. They do amazing fish and chips, and I think others that have been there will totally agree with me. And now I'm up through the lock. It's Ian's turn as he makes his move into the lock. Chris is helping Carol with the paddles because she does struggle a little bit, and then we can carry on. We're now in the second of the Booth Lane locks, so we're actually finding these quite hard. This particular one, the lock landing, which I'll show you on the bow feed, is disintegrating and the ground is very uneven, and a side gust of wind pulls the boat away from the bank. So we only just got in. It was hard work actually. Last of the three Booth Lane locks, and then down to Wheelock. Problem is that, as you can probably see by the water, the wind is becoming quite strong, and it's actually holding Amy Jo onto the bank. I've got no mooring lines down, and she's just sitting with the wind holding her on the bank. And that's the view looking back from the top lock. That's Morning Star moored up at the back there. Oh, lovely view. From here on in, the locks are duplicated, meaning that there are two locks side by side, enabling boats to pass each other without having to wait for the locks to be filled or emptied. And of course, a little bit of humour along the way, as you just saw. Sadly nowadays though, more and more of the duplicate pairs are falling, one of the locks is falling into disuse, and less opportunity for boats to pass in separate locks. So why is it called Heartbreak Hill? Well, there are 26 chambers to negotiate within 7 miles. The locks are close enough that it's not worth the crew getting back on board, so a good long hike between the locks is required. Whether your fitness levels need improving, this is certainly the place to get some extra fitness. And of course, by the time you've reached the top, the poor crew have been working hard on all 26 locks, really do deserve a pint. And of course, while Chris and Carol were working the locks, Ian and I, while waiting for the locks to fill, had time on our hands. Naturally, after the 8th lock, things started to get a little bit silly. So here we are, Ian filming me, filming Ian. Wobble. Looks like I got a couple of lockies on today. They're obviously very curious, very tame by the look of it too. I think they've Smudge has scared them off. Oh, you big bully, Smudge. One thing about this area is you get a lot of cattle, and although we're right out in the middle of nowhere, we have to be very careful with Smudge because he thinks they're big dogs to play with, and so we have to keep him on a lead even though we know he's okay on the towpath. He'd soon go chasing after this lot. As we're coming down the canal now, the views are really starting to look lovely. The hills in the background there, I'll have to research, but it could be around that area that the Macclesfield joins the Trent and Mersey near Kids Grove. We'll see. Well, we've made good progress today, so by the time we do this next lock, which is our penultimate lock for the day, and the one after that, we'll have done 14 locks today altogether. But what a lovely little spot just here. It's quite pretty. Well, this is a turn up for the books. These are the Thurlwood locks that we're in, and it wasn't until Chris was shutting the gate that she read the notice saying narrow look, 6'10" only. Now, I know Amy Jo can be a bit of a tub, but just look at that. That's the port side. That's the starboard side. Breathe in, everyone. We're taking it nice and slow as a result. So far we're okay. Well, we're nearly up, but the coaming blocks are what's going to be the problem. I'll just show you. This block here is sticking out, and as you can see, there isn't a lot of room down there, and up at the bow we have a similar situation. But she's still moving, and we're okay, I think. Well, that's it, the lock gates are open. We've made it up through the lock, and it's not as bad as it looks once you're up. There is some space, but it was just where the wall bellies and bows in the middle at the bottom. But we're good. We're just waiting for Ian and Carol now, who are now going to come in the second lock. There's a morning star down below there. Well, we're now starting to come into the village of Road Heath, which is going to be our mooring for the night. But there's some beautiful properties here, and it's quite idyllic, I'd have to say. One more lock to do and then we're done for today. Find some moorings and a well-earned cuppa. Well, we did the last lock, and with time getting on we hoped to moor on the visitor moorings just above Thurwood Locks. Unfortunately, as we passed towards the pub, we found all the moorings full. But there was just a slot that I could get Amy Jo in just before the winding hole. But that involved reversing the boat all the way past moored boats back onto the space. As you can see, it was windy, it made it difficult, but we managed it, and then collapsed in the chair with a decent cup of tea.
In it now.
Well, that's it for this one, folks, and as you can see, it was a lot of hard work for the ladies and for us as well, actually. So by the time we got
just stood there doing this
and doing a wobble. So yeah, we moored up at Road Heath, absolutely shattered and ready for bed. So we'll catch you next time, where we actually find things really start to go wrong. We have nasty boaters,
yes,
we have low levels, and we have stuck gates. So you've got that to look forward to on our next episode. So until then, folks, thanks for watching. Do keep the comments coming, we enjoy your comments as always. And my phone's just about to die.
Yeah.
So until then, we'll see you next time on Life on Board Amy Jo.